restricting what they do in the United States.
Well, let me ask you just before we get into our dialogue today. The United States is constructing a wall,
Yeah.
partially covering the border between America and Mexico. What do you think about that? A lot of people think that that's rather extreme.
Yeah, it's rather extreme, and I know they're trying to control the immigrant population, but the immigrants many of the immigrants that are living in the United States now are contributing to the economy. And a lot of people, you have to remember, America was founded on people coming from different countries.
That's right.
Right? So the fact that they want to stop that from happening, and I understand why, but just that goes against the values of being American, I think.
Well, I believe I read somewhere that back in the 1800s, New York was 80% immigrants.
Yeah, everybody in America, besides the Native Americans, are immigrants.
dinner at home, so you pick up the phone, you call the restaurant, and you get some food delivered to your house. And that is called ordering out.
Or ordering in.
You can say both.
You can say both. The order out is the answer. I'll give the clue for today. Let's say I was in a situation in Japan where I had no money and I had to get a taxi back to the airport or bus or subway, but I had zero zippo money. What am I going to do?
Ask the nice Japanese man at the subway station to pay for your ticket
That's
back.
what happened, and he did.
He did. He was
Well,
very
that's not what I would do. I would sit on the street and put my hands out, put my cap out, my hand out, and ask people for money. So what am I doing? I would eat. And the clue here is think about what you would hold on to when frying an egg. Okay? So that's my clue for today.
Very good clue. All right, guys. Well, if you do know the answers, 2 cents clue for today. Put your answers up on the quiz board along with your personal information. If you're lucky, you might win a Pearson Longman Active Study English Dictionary provided by Pearson Longman Korea. And for Oxford University Press, we will be giving away a business one-to-one Texas.
And 지루면서 배우는 영어 대화학원 Wall Street Institute에서 Nintendo DS.
I know the answer to the quiz. I have some, I guess I have to go and it myself.
Yes, okay. You can steal one from my kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for today, everyone. Thanks once again for joining us. And remember, Sue and Steve.
Good the power. We'll see you next time. You are now listening to Power English.
Saturday, let's review. Hello, Steve. That's how we start off pretty much every show anyway. Right. So you're probably all used to our bad jokes.
Now, I know it's a little bit early to start talking about this, but that's right. My mom contacted me via email and asked for my new mailing address because they were sent some Christmas package. They were mailing it already because it takes about 6 weeks to arrive.
Right.
So which started me thinking, gosh, I guess I better go buy the presents for my parents and my family so I can send it home too. But it just doesn't feel like I should be buying Christmas
Did you say
presents.
6 weeks? It takes 6 weeks to reach Canada. Right.
Right. Well, you know, they have to get the dog sleigh all the way across the. Yeah, I took that joke out of your mouth, didn't I?
A week down
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mountains. That's right. The nearest town.
So anyway, my question
But
is
really, it takes 6 weeks.
well, I'm sure they ship it the cheapest way possible, right? Yeah. So I have a question for you. How early do you start? I mean, do you start thinking about your Christmas presents now, even though it's only the middle of November?
Oh, I started thinking about my Christmas presents December 26th. What am I going to get next year? No, I mean, Christmas, actually, if you go to my office, I put up a Christmas tree already.
Oh, already?
Yeah, I put it up about a week ago.
Wow.
We're cleaning out the storage over there, so I figured November. Put it up, get the spirit going right away. And usually my Christmas shopping
said just a few moments ago, today is review day, so enough Christmas talk for now. I'm sure we'll get back to that in just a few weeks' time, right? So today's review day, and our first
Yes,
one.
and our first one from Monday is commission.
Well, commission is, can be used in a couple of different ways.
Yes.
You can use it in like a bonus kind of way, right?
Right.
But is that the way we learned it during the week?
No, so the commission you're talking about is, let's say you sold something,
Like selling
maybe
a
you get
car.
2% of the value, right? So that's your commission.
Well, there's you.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Great explanation.
And number 3, he is always such a drag at parties, and this is a little bit different than past or and they ruin the mood of the party.
Hey, Sid.
God, Steve, you are such a drag. You're so no fun to be around.
I don't know what you mean when you say that.
Well, now everybody does. So someone who's a drag, that's
Drag.
So drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it for past. Let's move on to Wednesday's expression, which what was Wednesday's expression? I can't remember.
No, I don't recall.
Do you recall? It's recall.
What a segue.
What a segue.
Recall. Recall me.
Well, the context that we learned in the dialogue during the week was to introduce a product to the market, release it on the market, and when you recall it, it's or recall is when you bring it back because the product is defective, it has a problem, and it needs to be fixed.
So it's a little bit different pronunciation. We were talking about when you can't remember something, right? Or when you do remember something, it's recall, and when you can't remember something, it's you don't recall. But
Right.
here in this context, it's a recall, right? So the accent is on the first syllable of recall,
Right.
So let's go ahead and listen to the dialogue for recall.
So, what led to the recall?
The company admitted that the parts didn't pass inspection.
What's going to happen next?
Most likely, they'll be fined.
And companies hate to do recalls because it costs them lots and lots and lots of money. So there have been some instances where big companies knew that their products were defective and they knew that their products would hurt or kill people, but they tried to cover it up.
Right.
Because they knew that if they recalled those items, it would cost them a ton of money, more money than they would lose by just paying those people off, right?
Not only the cost of sending out the manpower to pick it up and bring it back, and the cost of fixing it, but also the unseen costs of loss in sales
Sure.
during the time that the product's
Right.
not on the market, right?
All right, so let's go through this together. So what led to the recall? So what were the reasons that we recalled this product?
The company admitted that the parts didn't pass inspection.
What's going to happen next?
Well, most likely they'll be fined.
Okay, let's move on to some expressions here. Number 1, the withdrawal was widely anticipated by others. And withdrawal has several meanings here, right? It can mean that they just took themselves out of the entire situation.
Right.
So let's say a company invested into the Chinese market and they set up a few factories there and they tried to sell their products in China, but it wasn't going well at all. They're losing a lot of money. Let's withdraw from that market. Let's take ourselves out of there.
Number 2, the cancellation led to a series of complaints. Okay, so it's pretty self-explanatory. I think the cancellation, meaning they canceled it, right? They had a plan to do it, but then they decided not to do it. Therefore, they canceled it, and the noun form is the cancellation.
Right. And number 3,